My people, welcome to Update with Precious. Remember saying some Wike yesterday, talk some things for inside church about the coalition and Peter Obi. Guess what? Now we went digging and get on a facts to uncover the true person when Nyesom Wike be. And no other people to tell us the real gist about Nyesom Wike. Magnus Abe unveil a can of worm and on Nyesom Wike. Dino Melaye no dey alone. You need to watch this till the end, my people, to understand the character of Nyesom Wike based on the revelation of Magnus Abe, Sara Igbe, and Dino Melaye. You need to watch this to the end.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I've told everybody who cares. What makes you a man is to be able to tell your people the simple truth. I'm leaving PDP today to APC because, one, PDP has not done anything for the South.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, said Peter Obi can never be president again and that his time has passed. Let's take a look.
You have sympathy for somebody you don't know. I'll say it. And that's why he nearly made us to make a mistake. He said Peter Obi will be president. President where? Some of you don't know somebody just out of emotion. For 8 years, he was governor. He never conducted local government election.
20 local government chairmen and their deputies have been sworn in Awka, the Anambra state capital, by the state governor, Peter Obi. Well, this follows a near clean sweep of the Anambra state local government elections over the weekend. The newly elected chairmen and their deputies were later given their certificates of return by the chairman of the State Electoral Commission. This is the first local council election in Anambra state since 1998.
You have to listen to everybody. You have to do what the people want, not what you want. Never. That time Nigerians were not angry. Nigerians were happy that you refused to conduct local government election. 8 good years. You are governor. I don't want to support any APC person. When they run for election, even if APC can't call River State. So River State take, I don't support them.
So we make you no expect say you ever defect or come out from PDP?
Come on, go where?
Things will change. We don't say it happen.
I get malaria. My cancer be fine. Why they talk like that? I get malaria. Where they easy to treat. Now one I go cancer. Why they buy immediately? Who's the party? APC. I have no idea talk like that. Party where don't kill Nigeria. Where we go now? To leave PDP, where get malaria. Go APC where get cancer. Ha! Come, and the stage of the cancer where they for APC. Now the 4th stage where they say, doctor they talk say, it's hard. In fact, when they say, now 4th stage, make you come God say, okay, it don't happen. No, the good job of Mr. President, the good job of people dying every day, the good job of Naira falling every day. I feel so ashamed that we have gotten to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job, of poverty is a good job, of insecurity is a good job, of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing. Only one person can be a minister from a state. I will not be a minister. I will not. I will not. I'm not a liability. I will never leave PDP. I will never disappoint PDP. If I disappoint PDP, I will never have peace in my life. I will never have peace in my life. I will never have peace in my life. Now they will come out and begin to talk. Democracy is not working. But it worked under your own. Staying alone. To be chairman of local government, to be governor, only
Vimbai, this video has been trending, so many reasons, why Nigerians were complaining that, are you now going to church to do Thanksgiving for inaugurating projects? Is that the right thing to do? And now you turned the podium into a political rally. I mean, I thought it was a Thanksgiving service.
Anointing felony.
But before I come to you, last week, Wike reacted to former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who described his wife as an industrialist during a live television interview. Wike dismissed the claim, stating that Amechi's wife, Judith, allegedly amassed wealth from NDDC funds. Wike claimed that she received 4 billion naira monthly from the NDDC for a year, totaling 48 billion naira under the guise of training Niger Delta women. Wike urged President Tinubu to release the forensic audit report of the Niger Delta Development Commission, which will buttress his claim. He vowed to resign as FCT minister if the forensic audit report, when released, does not corroborate his claims against Amechi and his wife. Let's take a look.
Amechi's wife company every month 4 billion naira to train Niger Delta women for 1 year, 48 billion naira. And the forensic report audit is there. Who killed it was Malabi, the Attorney General then. The Attorney General then, one of the people we are talking about.
You're privy to that document. Or is it a crime to get a contract from government?
4 billion naira a month to train Niger Delta women.
That has been nominated by Amechi's government. The man who served as our chief of staff, who was part of the government, who awarded over 27 primary school contracts to himself. He will not pay the contractors. Instead, he goes on TV to begin to shout people ate money. Who ate more money than himself?
That this road that Senator Magnus Abe deliberately refused to complete this road. Let him say that the former government no give him the money. Make him talk so. Look, we hear. The record there now. The record never talk lie. 4 billion naira. The former Attorney General Malabi killed that document because to protect those who are concerned, let them read the document. If what I'm saying is not in the document, I will resign as the Minister of LCT.
Okay. Vimbai, over to you. I just want you to unpack both stories really quickly.
I'll be very brief so that everybody can also get a chance to comment. So let's begin with the altar, the pulpit, the sacred place where, of course, it is a part of Christian faith to come and testify when you feel God has done something for you. You come and you tell people the story, your testimony. It's a very important part of the faith. But, where it got a bit confusing is when we left from, we veered off from personal testimony and we now started using the pulpit to criticize other people and to cast aspersions on other people and so forth, which was a little bit confusing. And then it also begs the question that, okay, so he's doing the work that's expected of him as an appointee. So we now wonder what's happening in government if we're celebrating having done what's expected of us. It means that maybe we've set the standard a little bit low for what our expectation is. Nevertheless, those revelations were also quite jarring, especially with regards to the revenue being made from the conference center. And many people are saying, well, that's why some people are so opposed to the president, because the place they were using to line their pockets has been taken from them. So, based off of that, I think a lot of people were just left with their jaws dropped at the revelations from the pulpit on a Sunday morning. And then lastly, I think that had followed what had happened on Friday night, where everybody was glued to Channel TV for an hour or so when we heard so many things that were said. We focus on the revelation that he alleges that Rotimi Amechi's wife has been earning 4 billion naira per month from the NDDC. And I just say, well, we know that NDDC is the off your mic. The NDDC is the origin of off your mic. So for me, I thought it was quite funny because I said, this thing is going to catch, the stray bullet might catch a lot of people because NDDC is housing a lot of people's personal projects, wives' projects, personal aspirations and so forth. So I really do look forward to that forensic audit. It'll be very juicy because it will indict a lot of people and I hope it's done.
Let the can open. We want to see it. Dr. Abati, 48 billion naira, there is God. That's why all this money we are sharing, if it is.
First, let's deal with the idea of going to have a Thanksgiving service. Because you have a minister of the Federal Capital Territory who has done, some projects, who has spent about 11 days launching projects and the president attended it. And then he goes to church. And he goes to church to go and masturbate, to engage in a process of self-adulation. I find that very childish. And that's why we'll question it. Now, let's make the point that this constitution that we talk about says in section 10 that there shall be no state religion in any part. So, Nyesom Wike going to church to go and have a song and a dance is in violation of that part. He's not going there in his personal capacity. He's taking the whole machinery of the FCT to church to go and celebrate projects. Some of these churches, the church that he went to is St. James's Anglican Church. We call out the priest in that church this morning.
I will not fail to thank President Dino Melaye, who appointed this man to be minister, because even though he was hiding in rivers, he didn't bring him to Abuja. I don't know, because I'm not in the heart of other people, but I know it was through the president that the minister came into office. So we must thank him. That president himself is a visionary president. He can see vision somehow. That's why he saw that this man can do something. I never know that the Muslim can see vision. But Tinubu can see vision. Whether he closed eyes or open. So, president is a visionary president. So we thank him for making us happy in FCT.
Correct.
Some of these priests, whether they are Anglican or Catholic, should also have the common sense to be able to say that certain things are not acceptable, no matter the amount of money that whether government official, is bringing in a public capacity. Maybe they should give these priests also the Constitution of Nigeria to run, to understand that, there is what is right, there is what is not right. Number two, who else will Nyesom Wike not abuse in this country?
Wike started this merchant with his family as a young boy. And that was why his father disowned him as a youth. And he was adopted by the late Yewani of adopted him. After betraying his family and the father disowned him, that was not enough. He betrayed the Israel family by plotting to remove Timothy Israel as the chairman of the local government. The man who brought him, the man through whom I know him. He did not only betray Israel, he also betrayed the other man Israel produced him, Ajubike Omerikili. Then after he proceeded, Amechi made him chief of staff and recommended him to be a minister. He betrayed Amechi before Jonathan and his wife for political gain as a merchant. Jonathan and his wife thought Wike was a good man, but at the end of the result, Jonathan lost his election because of the fallout of that betrayal. Amechi and 5 other governors pulled out of PDP and fought him. And the end result was Jonathan lost the election. That was not the end. He started insulting Jonathan and his wife. To the extent that he took the land, the property belongs to Jonathan's wife's father, demolished it, and shared it to 2 persons, Joy Dudier and his lawyer. And Joy Dudier, when she knew that Jonathan's property, she backed out. Jonathan had to use force to recover her father's property. That is payment for betrayal. It did not end there. We also hear all things he said about Obi. He betrayed Obi. He betrayed his political party. Yes, there was a man who said, oh, APC was a cancer, PDP, malaria. At the end of the day, because of perfidy, because of his attitude as a merchant, he betrayed the party for ministerial appointment. He went to the council. We all know that Wike is a pathological liar. He strives in lying. And that lying is what he has been doing from his family to date. Now, if somebody has this record of history, who has been betraying, a traitor, who has been betraying people, a traitor who has been merchandising politically, he has gone to Tinubu. Tinubu should be very, very careful. Wike has destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and the North. He has destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and the Igbos. He has now destroyed the relationship between Tinubu and Jadajadad because of his lies.
We are waiting for the day we abuse President Tinubu. And we'll be here to tell President Tinubu that we warned you that this person, the way he's going to abuse you one day when the occasion provides itself. He has abused Sir Peter Obi. He has abused Rotimi Amechi. He has abused, who else now? Dele Momodu. You know, so, and that's why a man like Dele Momodu is saying, some of these people in government, they should take a breathalyzer test. I think that's what they call it in America.
Yes, that's what
some people are saying they should take psychiatric tests. So why should public officials just talk out of turn?
Right.
Now he's attacking Rotimi Amechi's wife, yes, that she's this and that. Look, how does a wife get into the subject? And he's going about saying his father was a director of major companies. Who cares? Whether his father was a mechanic or a vulcanizer, that's not what we're talking about. Right. He has a job as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Can all of these people just focus on that? My wife is richer than your wife. My father is richer than your father. This is why I said this morning that there should be IQ tests, yes, for the people that we send into government. If you don't have basic intelligence, don't just go near power. And don't disturb properly educated people with my wife is better than your wife, my father is better than your wife, I'm riding a Rolls Royce, I have money, I bought it with my money. Is that the kind of level of sophistication or intelligence or integrity that Nigerians should be confronted with? We have to say it.
Politics and betrayal are the same mother and father. If you don't want to be betrayed, don't enter into politics. I don't know where it's not coming. So don't bother that anybody betrayed you. If you're in politics, betrayal and politics, that is the same mother and father. So don't bother. Prepare yourself that will happen. Prepare yourself.
I end by saying that President Tinubu should beware. He should pay more attention to the character of the people that he puts in a very important position. I don't want to hear about your wife. I don't care. I don't care whether your wife is an industrialist, right, or your wife is this and that. I don't want to know whether your father is a millionaire or a billionaire. All right. I want to assess you on the basis of the assignment that you have been given. Right. Can these people grow up? How can we put children in important positions?
Dr. Mati on fire. Sorry, Rufai, go ahead. Quickly.
Okay, I will not be quick.
You have to be, because we have other stories.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Spend time here.
Okay.
Yes.
Where should I start from first? The church. Is it the desecration of the church?
Yes.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that the church is now being desecrated. Fela sang one song. You can dance with me this morning.
All right.
Bishop na miliki, popu na enjoyment, imamu na baladu. Bishop na miliki, popu na enjoyment, imamu na baladu. Bishop, you enjoy.
Rufy.
Somebody say Parara.
Rufy, go ahead.
So
quickly.
Fela sang that song long ago. So I'm not surprised that the altar of God is being desecrated. I'm not surprised. I'm a man of faith. My faith is the cornerstone of my life. And when I see the altar of God being turned into a political rally ground, I know, as a man of faith and the spirit, that that's not a discernment of the kind of anointing I want. That's the political anointing that came on him while he was there on the pulpits. And it is sad, the aberration that is happening in our house of God. Secondly, Oji, the question asked is indicative of the state where Nigeria is today. Two politicians were asked, how did you make your money?
That's what the question, though.
They couldn't give a coherent answer. They
Wike
couldn't plot a timeline.
And then Amechi said that.
I mean, with that, a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of messages about people that went to school with these people that have been debunking all the things they have said.
Okay.
They couldn't plot an empirical timeline of what they were before getting into power. They couldn't say, in the interest of accountability, they should release their code of conduct filings before they got into power and out of power.
My primary business is other people's businesses. If I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him.
It was a question that threw them off balance, and they muffled it because it speaks volumes of the accountability sector in the country. And that's why I dare them to release the kind of wealth they have before they got into politics and power. Secondly, President Tinubu, like Minister Wike said, please release that forensic report.
This is it, yes.
Because we need a country where there's accountability. Without accountability, you cannot thrive.
All right.
So I beg you, release that forensic report. I know because of time, Oji, I wouldn't talk about it.
Yes.
I'll rest it here.
Yes, we rest your case. Very good. We're waiting. Open the report.
If I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him. His territory that he's trying to practice is my own primary constituency, and I'm waiting for him. He's a pretentious character, he's a liar, and he has no integrity, no iota of integrity. Wike was calling me when Atiku Abubakar was to announce his running mates. I have records, and I've printed it out, and I'm waiting for him. He called me 19 times in 2 hours, begging us to convince Atiku Abubakar to make him the vice presidential candidate. So when I see him lying on TV, because of the south of this country, because of southern Nigeria, the name of to south, you that were lobbying us and begging us, promising us heaven and earth to convince Atiku Abubakar to make you vice presidential candidate, to the extent that he was at the airport. I have a video. He spent hours in the airport waiting for me to call him to say, Atiku, I picked you as a... He was at the airport here, waiting, calling me. He was calling me, my brother and friend, who is were in the Senate together, was also calling me that day. I have witnesses. I even gave the phone to Abdul Ningi to speak with him. I gave the phone to Senator Zameri to speak with him. He was begging all of us, promising heaven and earth. Atiku should announce him. It was around 1 or so that I told him, Oga, nobody will give you vice president. That was when he left and then flew back to... So the man who was so desperate to be vice president, because you didn't get it, you now started a southern agenda. I don't believe in such unprincipled, zero integrity character like Nyesom Wike. The man, Wike was the one who brought Ayu. Wike was the one who sponsored Ayu. And that was why Wike made all the governors to endorse Ayu. That's why there was no election in the national chairman's office during the convention. Ayu was unopposed. Now you are saying Ayu must go, you want to go to the south. Maybe because of the alcohol he took. Maybe he thought Ayu is from Abia State when he was supporting him. Because Ayu is from the north. You are the one that brought Ayu. When did you now realize that Ayu is a northerner? But he was doing that time to satisfy his own selfish ambition of becoming the presidential candidate from the south. So he doesn't want the chairmanship at that time to go to the south so that it will not affect his ambition of becoming president from the south. So he pushed the chairmanship to the north and thinking he would be able to bribe Ayu to produce him as the presidential candidate. When Ayu refused to do the wrong thing, then Ayu became an enemy. Is it not the same Wike that removed his brother, his mentor, Prince Uche Secondus, as the national chairman of the party? If you love the South so much, why did you remove a Southerner to bring a Northerner? Today you are saying chairmanship must go to the South. Was the chairmanship not in the South? Was it not you, Wike, who went to court, who did everything, expelled him from his ward? So a character who is not stable like that, who is influenced by alcohol and other things I don't know, should not be taken seriously.